Hey guys, welcome to Pet Rambles. I'm Pet and today I'm going to ramble about trying to build a network attached storage, a NAS, or server, however you want to call it. I've been playing with this idea of having a NAS for some time and now it's finally the time to have it or to try to have it. I'm saying try because, you know, whenever I'm doing a video where I'm rambling about books or music or things in my collection, I have a plan. I do a script, I try to follow it, I improvise and so on, but it's like I ramble for 10 to 20 minutes or something like that, and then I edit the video, I put it up, some people watch it. With this video, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I have no idea how the story is going to turn out because I'm encountering difficulties. Part of those difficulties are because I don't want to spend money on this, but I am spending money on this, but I am chipping out and then I'm feeling... Anyway, I will tell you the story behind it. So what's a NAS? As I've said, it's kind of like a server. It's a computer that's always on and you can do stuff with it. What are the stuff that I plan to do with it? I was thinking to do it kind of like a media server where I can put movies and TV shows so I can watch those. I am planning to do some kind of AI stuff just so I can learn things. You know, like I have my YouTube videos, I could get them on the server. I can put some kind of AI tool to analyze, to pull out the audio from it and do a transcript, and then I can put an AI to learn the transcript themselves to see how I speak, and that way I can get the AI to write something in my language. I'm very curious how he's going to do that. It's just for curiosity. And then I could ask the AI to improve my English, to give me vocabulary and ideas and so on. And then I would like to see if I can train an AI to use my voice so I can make a video only using AI. I would be curious to do that. But anyway, there are other things, like I can put my audiobooks on the server and I can get an app to play those audiobooks. I can put my music actually on the server. I have MP3s that are, you know, legal and whatnot, and I can have my own kind of like a Spotify that's running on the server. Backups, kind of like a Google Drive, kind of like a Google Photos, just to keep everything local. So it seems fun. It's kind of like a toy. For me, it's kind of like a toy. I've been enjoying PCs, computers, whatever, for a long time, and it's kind of like the first time when I'm going to have something like a server to play with. And this all started, like, as I've said, I was planning on having a NAS for some time. I was looking at those Synology proper NAS that only have like hard drive base that you can plug and unplug and so on. But this all started like 2 weeks ago when I finally upgraded my PC. See? It was kind of like in my target to upgrade my PC because the one that I'm making a server, it's 5 years old. So I've decided to go all in. I've adjusted some finances and I got a 5080. I will put the CPU name on screen. It's kind of like the best gaming CPU, 64 gigabytes of RAM. I do have the case. The case is 5 years old. The fans are 5 years old. I did upgrade the PSU, which is kind of what triggered this upgrade again. But yeah, this is my current PC. So the main reason why I decided to do this NAS is that, you know, I have the motherboard, I have the CPU, I have the cooler, I have the PSU because I wasn't planning on upgrading the PSU, but when I got this new PC, I've also decided to upgrade the PSU, and I'll have the RAM. It's kind of like I have the computer. All it's missing is a case and some hard drives, right? So I tinkered with the idea and I was like, okay, let's pull the trigger. I don't want to bother selling the components by parts and then having people come over, they want to test, they want to whatnot. I will just make it a server. And this is where the adventure begins. Why? Because when I made the order for the PC, because I was buying multiple items at the same time, they had like an offer. I could get a 50 euro headset or a 50 euro case. I was like, I'm going to buy the case and I will even have the case. Big mistake. Why? Because it's a cheap case. It's a crap case. It wasn't a problem because I wasn't planning to spend any money on it. I was like, it's fine. I'm going to put the thing in that case. But the problem is that this is my cooler. It's a 280 cooler when dimension-wise. The cooler doesn't fit in the case that I have just received. So I had to take the decision. What will I do now? I have to spend money on a case. And I've consulted with a friend. He suggested a case and I bought that case. This is the case. This is the O11 Dynamic Mini version 2 from Lian Li. It's also a Lian Li case, kind of like my main case. And you know, I'm enjoying my main case. I was like, yeah, sure, this seems to be fitting the purpose. I've checked the requirements, I've checked the whatnot. Hey, seems to be working. And the case finally arrived this week. It came from Greece. It took about 1.5 weeks to arrive. And guess what? The cooler is not fitting in this case. I mean, it does fit. It has a slot for 280, but that slot is on the top. And if I am to put the cooler on the top, it's going to hit kind of like a heatsink from the motherboard. And the motherboard is ATX. It's not a mini ATX, so I can put it down. So now the cooler doesn't fit. Not only that, but yesterday I decided to at least put the PSU in. Like, oh my god, the PSU is not going to fit in because it's kind of like this, you know. Turns out this is by design, it's fine, it's fitting in. This case is coming over it, so it's not like that. But I won't be able to put in this strip because it's coming over. It's like the PSU is too long. It's small problem after small problem after small problem and things like that. So I'm curious, like, where is this going to go? Because yesterday I've also decided to buy a cooler. So yeah, what I didn't want to do, I didn't want to buy a cooler because that IO shield or however it's called, it was like 100 euros like 5 years ago, so it's a pretty good AO cooler. I didn't want to spend money on this build, but I had to decide to buy a new cooler. And I did bought a 25 euro cooler, which I hope it's going to be fine. It's this cooler, it's only one-sided, it's not like double. I was like, I'm not going to buy a double one, even that the double one it's better. Why? Because I have RAM. My RAM is fairly short profile. It should fit, but I don't want to take the chance to order a cooler that is not going to fit. Things are not working well so far. And I've also decided to, because this case is coming without any fans, I've decided to buy 4 fans. Then, because this case is not coming with any fans, I decided to buy 4 of those type of fans. They should fit in. I've also ordered last night, those are 120 millimeters. I've also ordered 2 140 millimeters that I will put on top for exhaust, I believe, yeah. Then, you know how I said that I'm not going to spend any money on this thing? This is the thing. My plan was that I will take the SSD. I have a 1 terabyte SSD Samsung Evo in that one for like 5 years. It's still working fine. I'm going to take that one and put it in this one as cage. So I've ordered an PCIe 5, you know, this latest type of SSDs that have like super good speed. I got a 2 terabytes one. It's there already placed. It's working fine. I moved everything. So that SSD, the old one, is ready to be pulled out. I already have a 12 terabytes hard drive and on that drive, so I'm going to put that into the server. So I also have to put that on. But while I was reading about how those NAS works, you kind of need to have 2 hard drives, 2 terabytes, 2 hard drives of 12 terabytes in my case, because I need a Parity drive. So if one of the hard drives fails, the other one will have the data on. So I'm like, I kind of want to do things the proper way if I am to do this. I want my data to be covered, to be backed up. I have files that are 25 years old. I have files from my first computer actually on my hard drive. And while I was looking at this, I was researching what else I get to do, and I got this idea of putting some AI models on it so I can play with it. I also decided to get another SSD 2 terabytes, so that 1 terabyte drive is going to be caged. This one is going to be for Dockers and VMs and whatnot. So this is the plan. Yeah, and I also got this 32 gigabyte stick for the unRaid operating system. So this is the plan right now. As I've said, things are not going well. I'm also not sure how this video is going to turn out, because this is kind of like the first time when I'm going to do a video over multiple days, or how long this is going to take me. It's kind of like a journey, so I'm taking you with me. Yeah, the plan right now is to put in the fans into the case, then to get that old cooler from the motherboard and put in this new cooler, which is something that I don't really enjoy doing. I've done it before, but I don't really enjoy doing. It's not that big of a deal, but I'm kind of like overthinking things. So hopefully that thing will turn out okay. I've checked the height of the cooler. It should fit into the case. Then I will get the motherboard in with the screws, and then I will put the cables of the PSU in and then try to route them into the motherboard to see how things turn out. Then I will have to turn off my PC, get the video card out so I can get the SSD from there, and then also get the old hard drive, the 12 terabytes hard drive from there to put it into this one. The new 12 terabytes SSD already, hard drive. That one is Western Digital Red. This one is Ironwolf from Segate. unRaid supports different type of hard drives. So yeah, this is kind of like the plan. I'm going to treat this project, you know how our fathers, grandfathers, and men in general like to work in a garage at a car, and they put a new toy, they work a little bit on it, and then they do so. I think this is kind of like my car. I was very eager to have it on so I can play with the toy, because this is a toy after all. But now I think I need to slow down a bit and take it easy. It should be fine. Things will fit into the case. Even last week when I was waiting for the case, I was like, how many 3.5 bays is this case supporting? Because it is a mini case and it's only 2. So it's not ideal for expansion storage. If I want to have another hard drive, 3.5 hard drive, I cannot do it because I don't have where to put a hard drive, only if I let it dangle around, I don't know. Same thing with the 2.5 base, because I cannot put thing here. This was supposed to be the where you put in the 2.5 base. I will have to stick the, I want to use a 2.5 SSD, old SSD that I have. I will have to put it somewhere. This is going to turn out, wish me luck. 2 hours later, with the magic of editing, only 1 second for you. Yeah, another problem. They're down, and now I remember when I've installed that I/O, I got the backplate out, and now I don't have the backplate, and I had to go to my other apartment where I moved from to see if I can find the box, and I found the box of this motherboard, and usually I put shit here, and I looked through it and I saw case stuff, and here it says CPU cooler stuff, and I'm like, all right. In there I found this, and I kind of had a feeling like this is not this, and yeah, this is not this. So what I hope now is that I will look more detailed here and I will find it, but I think I need to order a backplate or something. It's supposed to be this, and I don't know where it is. So it's the next day. I had other adventure, of course, and get this, like, how stupid I am. Like, if this thing works, I'm going to be amazed. Because you know how I said that I don't have the back bracket anymore? Out of simply, like, I was looking online to see where to order from, how fast it will arrive, is this going to work, and so on and so on. I was talking with a friend and was like, no, it doesn't fit in. Look, and I took the I/O from the other room, and then I decided to look again at the I/O, and I'm like, this is the actual backplate that I was looking for. So yeah, the backplate was already there. I'm not sure why I got confused. When I tried to put in the cooler, the metal things of the cooler, it didn't line up with the screws, and I got confused. Anyway, the cooler is in. But I got so confused just so you can have a 3D printer, and I actually 3D printed. So, and I was playing with the idea how it is to, hopefully I'm recording, yeah, I should be. And I was toying with the idea how would it be to 3D print a backplate. Anyway, but it's good that I went home to the older apartment to get that box of from the motherboard, old motherboard, because when I was looking at it, I was like, SATA cables. I don't need SATA cables. And then I kind of put in the cables in for the PSU, and I was like, there are no other cables from this case. Where are the SATA plates? And then I remember that in my Lian Li, the SATA cables are inside in the base of the hard drives, and I haven't used SATA cables with this motherboard, and those actual SATA cables were the ones that were supposed to go with this motherboard. I was able to put in the hard drives. So it's morning. I just put in the 1 terabyte SSD cage, that it will be cage. The other 12 terabytes drive from my main PC, which I've turned on and it's working. And yeah, this is it right now. You see the cooler is there, the cables is there, those fans are there. I will receive 2 other bigger fans to put on top, but the thing is that I can press the button. Oh, also I had problems with the micro SD from unRaid. The unRaid builder was not seeing it, so I had to do it manual. Should be fine. But yeah, there are so many things that can go wrong. So many things that, I mean, even the power button might not work because I haven't maybe put it into the right place. I don't know. But, you know, CPU fan is there, alimentation, you know, power there, and then here, video card is there. I have an HDMI cable going into this other monitor, and I have a keyboard. And I should, if we go into BIOS, we are golden. I don't have time to deal with this because I have to go away a bit and only later, but I do want to press the button. So I think I need to power it from the back. Hopefully. This is what I'm trying to do, to find the... Okay, and now let's press this button. Pray. This one stopped. Not sure what's the problem. Those ones are moving at least. It is trying to. Okay, now it's spinning. Those are spinning. I see my BIOS. This is the BIOS of that motherboard, so it means that don't go to Windows. Don't go to Windows. How do I restart? Don't diagnose anything, just go to BIOS. I should have pressed buttons, but is the fan, is this fan moving? Yeah, that one is important. Yeah, I don't want you to repair my Windows. Where is he finding Windows? I don't have Windows on those drives. Oh, the SSD, the Intel SSD, I think it still has the old one. I had Windows there at some point. And I'm not sure how to restart with this case, because this case only has one button. So you can't really restart. Sorry for the shaky camera, but... And now I'm pressing... I do hear the hard drives from the back, and it's concerning, like a little bit like that. As I said, there are so many. The cable, the one of the hard drives is new, one of the SSD is new. I'm using my old. Okay, I'm in BIOS. At least I'm in BIOS. CPU temperature 40 degrees. It's fine. It's in parameters. Should be 35 to 40 if I remember correctly. And there are some stuff that I have to do, like boot wise. It's not this. You will need to boot from the USB. You see, yeah, it's trying to boot from a really old Windows, and it should boot from that. And this boot up option 2 is disabled. And there are other virtual stuff that I have to do, so virtualization or something like that. But anyway, I think we are on a good place. I'm curious to see if the hard drives are going to get detected now. Anyway, see you in a bit. So, 3 days later, it's fine. Everything is working fine, kind of. I did have other adventures which I will tell you about, but surprisingly, with the NAS, I had no problems. I didn't have to unplug it, didn't have to do anything. It's been running since then. Only did one restart at some point because I've installed like a plugin, so it was a server restart. And then I will have to turn it off soon just so I can move it under the desk or somewhere. But yeah, everything has been working pretty fine. I will show you in a second what I've been doing with it. I did had another adventure yesterday with my main PC. This one basically. What? Well, I wanted to play Battlefield 6 yesterday because it just came out, and turns out that I don't have secure boot enabled. So I was like, fair enough, I haven't enabled secure boot on this PC. I do a restart, want to go into BIOS, it froze at the logo of the AORUS. Man, why the hell restart? Again, it's starting to go into Windows. No, restart again, so on and so on. Basically, it was freezing when I wanted to go into the BIOS. At some point, I didn't even proceed to Windows anymore. So I decided to clear CMOS, however you call it in English. You have a button, you know, on the back. I was like, yeah, okay, let's do that. My suspicion was that I had fast boot enabled, even that I don't really. I think I've enabled that, even that I don't know what that is. But anyway, I cleared CMOS, nothing. Man, but I've tried again with cables, with HDMI cable going in, with HDMI, because someone on the internet said that it was his display. His display was freezing out, so he was actually in BIOS, but his display was frozen into the logo. Something like that. Like, let's try even that. Monitors unplugged and so on and so on. After like 30 minutes of unplugging all the USB cables and so on, I decided to just get the PC out and get the video card out. And video card, it's fairly big, as you can see. I don't want to pull it out that often. And the first thing that I decided to unplug is the SSD, one of my SSDs, and I plug it back in. It goes into BIOS, telling me the CMOS was reset, and so on and so on. Long story short, it turns out that SSD, whenever I had that SSD in, I couldn't boot into BIOS. It was going into Windows, but not in BIOS. It wasn't because of the fast drive. And get this, the reason why I'm telling this boring story maybe for some people is that, I don't know, Google or LLMs, you know, AIs, ChatGPT, whatever, is going to index the transcript of this video, and someone is going to search and they will have the same problem, because it was a little bit, it makes sense, but it is a little bit bizarre. This 2 terabytes SSD was my Windows drive until like 2 weeks ago, when I bought another 2 terabytes SSD, the one that's very speedy for PC 5 or however you call it. So I've cloned my Windows to this new very fast SSD, which I've done it before with Samsung Magician. It's working without any problems. But now I had this drive, this 2 terabyte drive, who had 2 partitions, and I don't want 2 partitions. What for? And I wanted to look for a way to combine those 2 partitions. And the thing is that you can't, because this was a Windows partition. You know, one of the partition was a Windows partition. Windows has those other things like recovery or help partition and so on. And if you want to extend, you know, like combine 2 partitions without losing data, that's important. I didn't want to format the drive. Those partitions need to be together so they can overlap, something like that. And I couldn't do that, so I found some command line properties and whatnot. I've manually deleted those recovery partitions, whatever, they were together, and then with another tool, something hard drive, whatever, I managed to extend the partition over that, and it was fine. Booting, it's 1 partition, almost 2 terabytes. You know how it is with bytes. It's not 2 terabytes, it's 1,008 or whatever. No problems. But again, couldn't go into BIOS, which I only found out yesterday. Turns out that this became a dynamic drive. And whenever I wanted to go into BIOS, it kind of confused BIOS, and it was stuck in BIOS into some kind of loop mode. I don't know. And I kind of got that idea, and yesterday I decided to move all the data. I mean, some of my data is already on the NAS, so I have much more drive now to move the data around. I moved all the data from that drive to another drive, cleaned it up, full format with everything. I turned it out back from dynamic into a simple drive, primary drive, or however you call it. I can go into BIOS now. Took me 2 hours yesterday just to debug this. I've sent this message to Nikushor, and Nikushor was, yes, PC master race. It's like, yeah, I mean, PCs are fine and so on, but sometimes when you do things, it's like you need to. Luckily, I've been doing this for 35 years, so I know how to debug things. When I want to see what's wrong, I kind of know how to debug things. I've been trying to use LLMs, Claude. I'm using Claude this month, and I'm using Claude to see how I can configure the NAS and so on. sometimes a good old school Google search, it's a better idea. I will maybe make a video about this some other time, but they are so fast to tell you what to do, and your mind immediately goes into execution mode without thinking, just to do what the LLM is doing. And sometimes you have to stop a bit and think, why am I doing this exactly? Why are you telling me to do this? And now I'm transitioning to the drive, to the NAS, which you can see here. It's working. The GPU is here. It's working. I'm transcoding right now, actually, because I have like 800 gigabytes of gameplay recordings over the years when I was playing. When I was doing more GamerPad, my other YouTube channel, I had a lot of gameplay recording. I was like, it's 800 gigabytes, a little bit too long. And I found this tool, Tdarr, which basically you see, it's getting my Deep Galactic thingy, and it's not recompressing, re-encoding it using another codec, which is like 60% or 40% less space. So that's something that I've been doing with this. I've created my audiobooks library. I got Radarr and Sonarr. Radarr is for getting movies. I can just press a button, I'm requesting a new movie, and then it's automatically getting into qubit torrent, and this thing is downloading it. And then I'm using Jellyfin to see my my library of TV shows and videos. And I just made yesterday. I was able to install Jellyfin on the Samsung. I have AC Samsung. My phone is Samsung. I have a lot of devices. Fridge is Samsung. A lot of Samsung devices in my house. But my next TV or my next projector is not going to be a Samsung. That operating system that they are using is absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. It's lagging and so on, and you cannot install Jellyfin just because Jellyfin is not on their app store. So I had to use another tool, which luckily it's fine. I even donated €3 to the guy. He has like a coffee thingy. And I was like, take the €3. I'm like, oh my god, now I have Jellyfin on both the TV and the projector. But yeah, I'm thinking that maybe I will do another video with me on the desk with the microphone and the camera, maybe doing a demo of what I've been doing with the NAS. Even that I'm kind of like confused, like this channel is like pet rambles, and I'm rambling about stuff that I'm passionate. That's the main idea. But I've mostly been doing videos about books, and my plan was to go and do videos about music. And now I'm doing videos about computers, and I'm a little bit like, what's the target audience for this channel? Even that I don't think it matters anymore now with the algorithms and whatnot. I think subscribers are not that important anymore. It's like whenever the video is going to be feed on the other people. Anyway, this is kind of it. This was the journey of me trying to build a NAS server with data and whatnot. I'm still playing with it. I'm still learning. I'm still looking on what to do with it. It's pretty fun. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching this. See you soon. Goodbye.